Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this webinar. As there are more audience which are joining in, we'll just wait for 1 or 2 minutes. We have had more than 50 registrations and we are expecting people to join in now. So we'll just wait for a couple of minutes and then start. Let's start this webinar. Thank you, everyone, and welcome to this webinar. This is the series of first such webinars, that we have curated for WEP partners and, their constituents so that they can take benefit of our understanding and expertise of on how to become loan ready. Let me welcome all of you. Welcome very warmly. Thank you so much. धन्यवाद आप लोगों का सबका join करने के लिए. This program is run in association with Niti Aayog and WEP program that they have, which is the Women's Entrepreneurship Platform, where they run a lot of initiatives for making sure that all the knowledge and everything is delivered to all the members of WEP so that it helps them to grow their business faster. Like I said, series of first webinar. So this webinar is structured to say that, how can you become loan ready so that you can take finance for your growth. And we are there to support you in terms of your ability and your understanding to take this loan. Uh, I have, with me my colleagues. I have Miss Nadia Sood, who's joined us as a speaker. She's the co-founder of CreditEnable. She herself is a woman and has faced a lot of challenges and, pluses and minus across, setting up businesses both in the global scale as well as in India. We also have Miss Sonal Jaitly, who will be joining us shortly. She represents Microsave and has been instrumental in getting this program together. I have my colleagues here, Ashish Chandorkar, who heads Shine Product, and Renu Sharma, who's a senior credit analyst with her, and will take you through all what is all what is required and how the lender sees you before they really give you a finance. Let me take a pause and invite Miss Nadia Sood, to share her views and share her experiences. Nadia, over to you.
Good afternoon. Can you all hear me?
Yes, Nadia, please go ahead.
Great. Namaste. It's very nice to be with you to share a little bit of our experience and why we've launched this program. So, just a little bit about myself and why I can relate to all of you that are trying to grow businesses. I myself am the daughter of an Indian entrepreneur who built a business in Canada and who struggled all the way through building his company to raise loans from lenders because he wasn't a really small business and he wasn't a really big business. And in general, lenders don't really understand SMEs very well and don't know how to help them actually achieve the financing that they need. Throughout my career, I've built businesses in almost every continent in the world, including several very large businesses in India. And as part of that experience as an investor, I was financing SMEs because they were not able to go to the bank and have the audience that was required for the bank to understand their business, understand what kind of financing they need, and help them to actually achieve those loans. And so, as an investor, building different types of businesses in India across all of the north of the country, we ended up actually financing SMEs and giving them working capital loans because they just couldn't access formal financing in any kind of timely manner. And when they weren't able to access the financing in any timely manner, of course, they were then scrambling around to raise loans from friends and family, money lenders, chit funds, any place where they could actually avail of financing quickly. Now, this, of course, comes at a huge cost because you're having to pay interest rates that are much higher than what you would have to pay if you were in the formal financial system. Having seen this across nearly every country in the world that I've worked in, which is spanning Latin America to developed economies like the UK, to India, to Southeast Asia, and seeing how badly SMEs get squeezed, I wanted to do something about that. And so set up this business called CreditEnable. And what CreditEnable does is it really helps SMEs access affordable financing fast. And the team is going to talk to you about how we do that. We use a lot of technology and we work with lots of lending partners in order to be able to do that. And we focus on two or three main things, the things that matter to you most. It's helping you understand how to apply, helping you get ready to apply, helping you get that capital as fast as possible, and helping you get that capital at the lowest interest rate possible, because that's very critical to your ability to grow your business. We've done this very successfully across India, and the team will talk to you about that. We've helped SMEs across the entire country in every single sector avail of affordable finance very quickly. And some of the things we're really proud of are that during the full lockdown in India, we were able to get financing to companies as remote as the middle of Assam who were producing PPE equipment and oxygenation technology so that they could distribute that technology across the country. So we have a lot of experience of how to help you get a loan. What came along with that experience was also an understanding of what makes it the case that the lender will say no to you. What are they going to, why are they going to say no to you as a business? Even though what you're doing is very interesting, even though what you're doing is in growth, even though you're generating a solid sales, why will they still say no to you? And we've taken all of that understanding of working with more than 5 lakh SMEs in India and turned it into a digital program to help expose to you what you need to know in order to understand what's wrong with your financial profile that will make it difficult for you to get a loan. And then, but more importantly, what to do to fix it. That's the most important thing. We think entrepreneurs are very resilient and they will change things if they know what they need to change. And so, this program that we're going to talk to, the team will talk to you about in detail, and that we're very delighted to be launching together with Microsave, together with WEP and Niti Aayog, is designed exactly with one very specific purpose in mind. If you don't already have a loan and you're trying to go into the market to get one, we're going to make sure that you have the best possible opportunity to get that and that you won't have to pay the highest interest rate. And if you already have loans, but you're paying too much interest rate, you're paying too high of a cost on your loans, where this program will help you understand how to change that position. Um, why do we want to do this? Is because most of companies that go into the market and approach the financial institutions that are there are ill prepared to do that. And so the statistics are really against you. About 90% of companies, small to medium sized enterprises anywhere in the world that go into the market to ask for a loan from a bank or a non bank finance company are going to get rejected in the first instance. And by the way, this is even more complicated if you're a woman owned company because lenders everywhere impose even more onerous conditions on you if you're a woman. They really shouldn't do that, but they actually do. So in today's seminar, we're going to talk to you about this program, how it works, why it will be beneficial to you. We're also going to give you tips on what you need to know if you're going to enter the market for loans. And we're going to talk to you about the things that lenders find to be the most important and leave you with some very practical pieces of knowledge about things that you need to focus on in your business to make yourself the most loan ready. Um, a lucky group of you who join up for this program are going to not only get a discount, which we're giving to everyone who's signing up via the Niti Aayog web platform, but we're also going to support a group of 500 companies with very specific intervention on a quarterly basis where our credit analysts who work directly with banks and work directly with SMEs will help you understand your business, what you need to change, and how to improve it. And we will give you additional support on top of that that comes through the digital program. So very excited to be speaking to you today. We're speaking to you with a wealth of understanding of what it's like to be an entrepreneur. It's a struggle every day. Every single day, you're juggling 1,000 different things. You're juggling customers, you're juggling employees, you're juggling the broader market. You're juggling with yourself, trying to support your family, probably if you have children, also trying to make time for your children and your extended family, your husband, your partner. And it's very difficult. And so the last thing we want you to have to worry about is how to get the financing that you need. And that's really why we're here and how we can help. So I'm going to turn over to the team to talk to you in detail about the product. I think Sonal is going to also introduce herself, our partner from Microsave, and excited to begin a journey with those of you who are interested to improve and access that financing. Thank you for hearing me out today.
Sorry, my mic was mute. Thank you so much, Nadia, for sharing your experiences and the thought behind CreditEnable. And I'm really struck by two things that you said. One, that the entrepreneurs are very resilient and very dynamic in their approach. And I think that's really, the whole, let's say, the whole DNA that really drives SMEs and MSMEs, in India and across. And second is that, they are juggling so many things that we really don't want them to spend too much time and energy in getting finance, which is now with the advent of digital age has become easy, but still there are still many sometimes many issues to be sort of considered gone over, and so on and so forth. I also have the pleasure of introducing Miss Sonal Jaitly. Miss Sonal is from Microsave and has been, really, really a big supporter of CreditEnable and this program. Thank you, Sonal ji, so much. Request if you could share your thoughts on the program and, any feedback that you have. Thank you.
Thanks, Arun. Thanks, Nadia and team. Hello, everyone. I'm Sonal Jaitly from Microsave Consulting. I am also indirectly a part of the WEP team. So we're very, very excited to be a part of this very ambitious program with CreditEnable. And before I speak more about this initiative and our partnership, I would like to give you a brief overview of the WEP platform itself. So the Women's Entrepreneurship Platform is a public-private partnership aggregator platform that is incubated by the Niti Aayog to enhance and support women entrepreneurs across the country. So, how do we bring in public and private partners together to create a more gender sensitive ecosystem that can accelerate women's entrepreneurship in the country? And the platform has a philosophy which believes that we will provide support to all women entrepreneurs across all core needs that we have from the ecosystem, and how do we support them across the continuum, whether it is capacity building, whether it's access to finance, access to markets, or access to information like government schemes on the platform. How do we support all your needs by bringing multiple partnerships together under one stop platform like the Women's Entrepreneurship Platform, so that it becomes your very tough journey becomes easier. And a part of that is our effort that we're doing along with partners like CreditEnable to make access to finance easier for women entrepreneurs. As all of you might know that accessing finance still, despite multiple policies, government schemes that are there, it is still not very easy because there are constraints both on the supply as well as the demand side. Only 7% of total MSME credit in India actually goes to women-led enterprises, and we want
Yes.
to uh, increase that level multiple times because we know that the next level of growth is going to be coming strongly from women-led enterprises. So that is the effort of the Women's Entrepreneurship Platform, and we are very excited to be partnering with CreditEnable on this program along with us at Microsave on how do we improve and strengthen your credit readiness, because it's not just about taking the loan, but as Nadia said, we also have to know how credit ready we are, uh, how likely are we to get approved from the lender. Also, what is the kind of right loan
Yes.
product for you? Because they are the experts and they know the market, and we also need that expert advice to understand what is that loan product which is more suitable to the kind of enterprise that you're running. So I will stop at that, and thank you so much to the Credit Enable team for this wonderful initiative wherein both WEP and Microsave are very keen to be partnering with. Thank you so much. Over to you, Arun.
Thank you, Sonalji. Thank you so much for your kind words. You are right when you say that there is a lot of information asymmetry, and it's available in so many places, but not available together. And I think that's where this whole Niti Aayog initiative and, Microsave WEP platform, which really brings and aggregates, all of us together so that, we can reach out to SMEs in one shot, but offering multitude of solutions, services, information, and so on and so forth. So thank you so much. I now so what we will be doing today is that we will be taking you through couple of things in terms of how you can become loan ready. Like Sonalji said, what is really that the lenders are really looking for when they see an application from an SME, especially from a woman entrepreneur, right? How do the lenders assess the business loan applications? What are the reasons, why there are rejections? What are some of the do's and don'ts? What are the key small points that you guys can, sort of keep in mind before you are applying? And so therefore you become more ready, right? We also have a product called Shine, which we have curated specially based on our expertise and, understanding of this market and, what lenders are looking at when they evaluate a SME for any finance and any product. Shine really helps you understand where you are, and and then helps you better prepare for taking your steps in terms of taking finance for growth. Uh, Also, of course, we will be announcing a WEP offer, which you can all avail. We also have a Q&A session, but during the course of the presentation, you are free to. There is a Q&A tab. You can go and type in your responses. We will try to address all the responses that we get. My colleagues here, Ashish and Renu, will take the session forward. They will use both Hindi and English and try to demystify the terms that generally, we use as finance professionals so that it becomes easier for you. I hope that's comfortable to you. Thank you so much. Thanks for the response. Ashish, over to you. Thank you so much, Arun. So from here, I'll take over uh, on the SME lending side. I have been into the industry for 20 years, and we have seen personal loans or individual loans happening within hours and days. However, SME, specifically the self-employed individual who start business as a proprietor, sole proprietor, or partnership or private limited company, but the start stage, they face so much challenge to get the finance. One, they try to bring in their own finance, and then they start applying basis the growth of their business. Across industry, around 90% of SME applications do fail. We try to, if we try to analyze this, you will find most of the reasons would be because the customer is less aware about their strengths and weaknesses, and there's a mediator who is trying to give them an advice which is not so appropriate and getting them the adequate loan at a right price. Most of the cases you go to money lenders and end up paying higher interest, and informal market flourish, and the regulated entities like banks and NBFCs, they are pretty strict about underwriting, and customer feels that they are against the business, and business is not happening, SMEs don't get a loan. But if we smartly and with preparation, if we approach banks and NBFCs or financial institutions, we definitely get a loan. We might start with a lower amount and we can reach the desired amount, but initially, when you get a rejection, you get discouraged and you might not approach them again. So we will take you through this journey. So as Nadia said, we launched this CreditEnable. She has gone through this journey across the globe. So if I talk about India, she has faced this in India also, and she didn't get a loan initially. And so it's not about getting a loan, it's about getting adequate loan in MSME. Like if you need 5 lakh rupees and if you get 1 lakh, you again get into a cycle where you don't get adequate amount, and that amount is used for emergency purposes and not for the working capital or for the capital investments. CreditEnable is a company which is a digital platform, which is so digital platform where we try to bring in the customer. So currently we have 5 lakh plus registrations, and uh, we have this BRE, which is called Business Rule Engine. So we have plugged 40 lenders with our platform. So whenever a customer, typically SME customer, comes to us, we try to analyze their documents, their strengths, and we only give this particular document to those banks and NBFCs where it fits most. So we try to match it with 3 lenders and we try to get the loan faster. This is one, to bring in the customer reduced rate, second, the faster approval, and third, the kind of loan he wants. So we are into multiple SME related products, which is supply chain finance, unsecured, secured business loans,
invoice funding, and so on. We have this sort of machine learning advantage. So whenever we get data from the customers, we try to collect the data from customer directly. If the customer gives that documents, which is bank statement, their financial statements, their daily, collection and daily payments, invoices, and all details, apart from KYC documents and other documents, we try to pitch them to the right bank or an NBFC and get them affordable loans. So this is about CreditEnable, which we try to do. We are across India. We are present because it is PIN code neutral. So what does it mean is from wherever you apply for a loan, right? Okay. So wherever you apply for a loan, it comes to us and we route it to the correct lender and particular location from where they underwrite and they provide you the loan. So there is no hassle when we get a loan from, say, south, east, west, or a remote location. You should have a business, and our system accepts all kind of loans which are related to the unsecured SME loans. We have around 40 lenders wherein the business rule engine gives you the best option in terms of higher amount, adequate tenure, as well as the lower rate. I would say competitive rate. So if you are getting a money lender is giving you at, say, 25, 26%, we try to get it at around 17, 18%. So, and that is further reduced when you have stronger documents. So what actually lenders look for? So till now we have tried to cover what we do in CreditEnable, but what industry does. So if a applicant goes to any bank or lender for a loan, what all challenges he would face, or how bank looks at his credentials to provide a loan. So my colleague Reenu Sharma, she will take you through this entire process, as well as the document requirement and the challenges, especially women entrepreneurs face when they start their business. So she will also tell you what to do, what not to do, and what kind of documents you would require. And eventually, you should get the right loan at a right price for a right tenor for your business. So over to Reenu, and she will take it.
So thank you, Ashish. Thanks for giving the deep thought on our credit processing happens at the CreditEnable platform. I'm very grateful to to know the processing of CreditEnable, and also with the point of view of Ashish, will take you through the journey of how SME lending happens at different stages, or it happens at different stages of NBFC and as well as at banks as well. So the very first point is how lender assess your loan applications. So generally, why the loan application gets rejected. So the lender which prefer the first thing is the bureau history and the credit score. So सो फर्स्ट इज द रीपेमेंट हिस्ट्री. अगर आपने पास्ट में कोई एग्जिस्टिंग लोन लिया हुआ है, सपोज इट्स अ बिजनेस लोन और इट्स अ पर्सनल लोन, सो दैट इज बीइंग ऑडिटेड बाय द लेंडर फर्स्ट, कि आपने पास्ट में कोई अगर लोन लिया है तो आपने उसकी रीपेमेंट हिस्ट्री प्रॉपर मेंटेन की है कि नहीं, आप उसका ऑन टाइम पेमेंट कर रहे हैं कि नहीं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, द ईएमआई डेट इज ऑफ 5th of every month, but you are delaying the payment, you are paying on 10th or you are paying in the next month, so that is being delayed by the borrower, so that should not happen. So this is how the lender looks at the bureau history. The next is the credit mix. So it's a very important part, like the type of loan account you are all maintaining in your bureau. So, for example, say as car loan, or say as you can take the example of credit card as well as the secured loan and the unsecured loan as well. Means the type of account the borrower will hold, accordingly the calculation will happen at the lender end. So that is very important part of assessing while the loan application. And the next is the credit score. So generally in the at the NBFC level as well and at the bank level as well, the preferred score which is preferred by the banks and the NBFC is 700, which is the minimum ask of any lender, you can say. So next is the banking history. This is also a very important part. So under banking history, the first part is debt to turnover ratio, which is very important. For example, under debt to turnover ratio, you always have to see how much is the revenue you have earned from your business, and comparatively how much debt you have generated from that. For example, if you are a owner of a company, so you have to say कि how आप अपने रेवेन्यू से आप ये अगर आपने ऑलरेडी इतना डेट क्रिएट कर लिया है तो कैन यू कन्वर्ट दैट डेट इनटू कैश वेरी फास्टली. दैट इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो डेट टू टर्नओवर रेशियो इज आल्सो प्ले अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल इन अ बिजनेस एंड which lender looks very at a very specific rate. And next is the cash flow. Suppose if you are dealing into a business and you have a cash inflow, cash outflow, but you are not maintaining it properly, your outflow is high, your inflow is very less, so you have to maintain it at a very significant level, so that whenever a lender looks at, so he will or she will always see that how much cash are getting inflow, whether you are paying your obligations on time, whether just obligations are getting paid by the owner or not, just the revenue is getting earned by the owner, business owner. So that's also very important. And the next is the average bank balance. Do you have it's a very common question for every businessman, that do you maintain enough money into your bank account to cover up your obligations. So whenever you have such obligations, so whether you have a better pay balance into your account to pay the EMIs on time. So if you have a good average bank balance into your account, you can pay your obligation and cover up easily in every month. So that is why average bank balance is very important at the lender end. And last is the GST filing and tax compliances. This is also very important. So it's very important that you are paying your GST returns are on time and you are filing your IT returns on time. Sometimes it happens that the person is a GST register person, but he is or she is not filing the GST returns. So that's why lender always prefer when you are going for a higher value amount. So that is very important part, that you should file your GST and tax returns on time. So this was all about how lender assess your loan application. Next, we'll go with the business loan application process. So this is a very important part which happens in all over the industry, how the business loan application process. First is you have to submit your loan application, you have to apply in any platform. So, and KYC plays a very important role where the financials are getting analyzed and your KYCs are getting analyzed. So it happens that when as an individual you submit your KYC, so sometime it might happen that you are residing on certain address, but the lender looks upon it that you are residing on this address, but your Aadhaar address is different. That time, lender looks at it that you have to update your Aadhaar as you are residing on this particular address. So financial statement also being analyzed, such as P&L, balance sheet, whether it is being maintained properly, whether the revenues are going good, whether you are earning well, or your debts are very high. So these comes under the financial statements. So it's very important that the KYC and financial statement are maintained properly by the borrower. Next is when the borrower will submit the KYC and the financial statement, then lender's credit team will call the particular borrower, and the personal discussion will happen with the credit manager, and they will analyze in sequence the P&L statement, the balance sheet, the KYC of individual. If all are in place, then the verification part will happen. Verification, this is very important, that the borrower is if they are sending their verification team at the physical place, so that time proper stocks must get maintained. That time nameplate must be proper. Suppose if you are a GST register person, so GST number must be shown on your banner. Sometimes it's very important. Or also the documents are in place. So under video verification, the owner must be present. That is very important. So that these are the things which a credit person will look at. And then when all are in place, then the loan sanction process will happen. Generally, the borrower will get an offer. He or she will get a loan sanction letter on his particular email ID. And after that, when the borrower is satisfied with the offer, then the disbursement process will happen. So this is how the loan application process works. Now, there are some eligibility criteria, you can say, for applying a business loan, how you are eligible when you are applying for a. So this is very critical part. So you must have a formal setup, as we have already covered up in the last slide, that banners must be, matching with the registered GST name. And also you must to maintain, you must properly maintain your stocks, and the owner must be present. That is very important. So that comes under the formal setup of business. Next is you must have register business. Suppose if you are running any business, but you don't have Gumasta license, you don't have a Udyam registration, you don't have GST certificate as well. So that time, it's very difficult for a lender to fund such borrower. So this is to be maintained very properly. You must register under the Business Act. That is very important. Next is the borrower's age, which lies between 21 to 65 years. And next is the business age. Minimum ask for any lender is nowadays is minimum 2 years vintage, which is the ask for any lender. And we have already discussed about the credit score above 700. It's the minimum ask for any lender, which a borrower must maintain. And the bank account, preferably current account and OD account, in which the transactions are happening on daily routine. So this should not happen that the borrower is submitting the saving account which the business transactions are not seen. That time it creates problem for lending. So that is also a very important part. Next is the repayment history, which must be very strong, which we have already discussed. Like the borrower must not delay any payment. That should be very strong. If the borrower has certain EMIs, he must be maintaining average bank balance to pay the EMI on time, so that the repayment history track will be clear. And next is the annual turnover, which a minimum ask for any lender is about rupees 10 lakh, which annual turnover a borrower has to maintain. And the average bank balance ask is of 8,000. That is a borrower has to maintain every month. So this was all about criteria of a business loan. So now there are a common reason for application rejection. Why the application gets rejected? This is very important ask for the from the borrower's point of view. Why my application are getting rejected? Why I am not informed? So these are certain you can say the key criterias where the borrower are getting rejected, and there are certain time it happens that they are not aware. So first is informal business and no business registration, which we already discussed that you must have a, if you are lying into the criteria of, having a GST certificate, GST certified, then you must have, or if you are not lying under the GST certificate criteria, then you must have a Gumasta or Udyam registration. So that is the first criteria. Reason for rejection. If you do not have, you will get rejected on that place. Second is the poor repayment history. Any delayed payment is not accepted by any lender, so the repayment history must be very strong. Poor credit source, which we already discussed. Or also here the most important part, if you are applying for the first time, that is the NTC, new to credit. So if you are applying for the first time, so that time you will get loan amount up to 10 lakh. But if you are applying for higher value amount, so first you will apply for less than, suppose the lender is giving you 10 lakh at that time. But slowly, gradually, when you will complete and when you will maintain your repayments, history properly, then you can go for the higher value amount as well. So the basis on the last loan you have availed, you can get a good loan in the future as well for the higher value amount. So this is very important point for a, and this is the common fund for the rejection reason as well. Higher debt exposure and over leverage as well. So suppose if you have more than 60% unsecured loan and you have taken in the past 1 year or say 2 year, so that time a lender looks upon it. They have certain criteria of, inquiries and the count of loan you have taken from other lender under unsecured. That is very important. So they will see to it that if you have taken 3 4 loans in the past, and that too unsecured, so that time they have a criteria of you will get rejected. But yes, once you will get complete that in rest 3 4 months, then you can apply to that particular lender after 3 4 months. So once you apply for any loan, see to it that you are not being over leveraged, you are not being, uh, you don't have unsecured lines of credit with certain too many lenders. So that is also a common reason for rejection. Next is the low average bank balance, less than EMI outstanding. As we have already discussed, that you must maintain a proper bank balance so that you can pay your EMI outstanding on time. And if you will have proper balance in your card, then only the EMI will get clear in the every month cycle. Next is the higher check bounces more than three in the last 6 months. So a borrower should always see that if I am a businessman and I have to pay the EMI, I'm taking some obligation. So he or she should be responsible to paying the EMI on time. If you want to apply for the higher value or for the lower value amount, then the bounces must be very less. I mean, one or two is, accepted by any technical reason, but more than three or four bounces is not acceptable to any lender. So that is a criteria for rejection. And lastly, very important part, majority cash transactions. If you are running a business and majority of the transaction you are dealing in cash, then the bank balance will not be maintained, which in which you are, if you have opened a current account and you are doing a cash transaction, then the lender will always ask for some documents, and in that documents, if cash transactions are there and not physical in your bank account, so that is a thing where you can get rejected. So these were some common rejection reason where your file gets rejected. Now there are some rejection which are very important when a woman entrepreneur is getting rejected and they are not aware why am I getting rejected. So these are very certain crucial points where we can educate them why they are getting rejected, because we also deal with certain women entrepreneurs and they get rejected. So these are the common reason which we want to highlight. So first is backing out of saving account. So it happens that sometimes women maintain saving account, bank account they have particularly of saving, but they do not have their own current account. Sometimes it happens that it is on the other family member or say any other partner. So it happens that if you are maintaining just the saving account and when the lender will ask you for the current account or in which your transactions are happening, that time it can create a problem when they are getting rejected. And the second one is current account not on their name, which we have already covered up. Third is business not registered on their name. I have also deal with certain cases where the woman entrepreneur says that I have applied for a loan, but I have not been, funded for that. So that time the reason was that the GST certificate or the Gumasta license or Udyam registration was with their family member's name, not with the particularly who is handling the business. So that is also a common rejection. Next is the unfamiliarity with own business plan and financials. If you are dealing with, if you are giving your 100% into a business, if you are the owner of that business as a woman entrepreneur, so you must be knowing the in and out of the business, what is going on, what are the financial plan, what are the business plan. So sometimes it happens when the lender team calls. For example, the credit team is calling and the verification team is calling. Women generally say that my family member will explain you about my business. That time the negative verification happens. So that is also must get avoided by women entrepreneurs. And next is spouse having poor credit score. So sometimes it happens that when the lender asks for that we need a co-applicant, and as a you always chosen कि मैं अपने husband को ही अपना co-applicant बना देती हूँ so that I can get a good loan amount. But it happens, but if your husband has already involved into some other obligations and he has not paid the EMI on time, so that while that thing will get affected into your loan, so you will not get loan if you will add him as a co-applicant. So that is also a very important for where the woman gets rejected, woman entrepreneur gets rejected while applying. And the last point is no male co-applicant available. So here also when the lender assess the file, so they ask for नहीं if woman is applying नहीं हमें एक male co-applicant तो चाहिए, they compulsorily say this. So that time we try to convince, but there are certain norms of the lender and at the lender end as well. So they get reject the file. They say कि नहीं नहीं हम नहीं कर सकते. We need this because this is under our norms. So that time we try to shift that from one lender to another lender, and we try that their co-applicant is not necessary for any female. So we try to shift those things to wherever it is not compulsory. So that time this is also a common reason rejection. We should get removed from certain lenders, and yes, we will fight for it in the future कि ये हर lender के साथ नहीं होना चाहिए कि मेल को एप्लीकेंट है, वुमेन भी अपना बिजनेस खुद से कर सकते हैं, उन्हें हमेशा एक मेल को एप्लीकेंट की नेसेसिटी नहीं होनी चाहिए. दे आर ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ इंडियन, इंडिया में हम सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट प्ले करते हैं, तो आई थिंक दिस इज ऑल्सो गेट अवॉइडेड. So yes, this was the common reason for women entrepreneurs get rejected. So lastly, I want to say that why I have shared these thoughts with you all. The only reason was the product which we have launched, Shine product, is will give you a thought of it before applying for any loan. You are not aware कि आप कहाँ पे गलत जा रहे हैं, आपकी फाइनेंशियल्स प्रॉपर है या नहीं, आप जीएसटी टाइम पे कर रहे हो या नहीं, आपकी बैंकिंग प्रॉपर मेंटेन हो रही है या नहीं. So this will give you a good thought and will give you a path to correct yourself, and you can apply for a better loan and a better rate of interest with the best lender. So that's it from our end. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you so much. Over to you, Ashish.
Thank you very much, Reenu, for complete insight of financial services lending space. It is very important to know why a customer is getting rejected, whether it's a male, female entity, proprietorship firm, or anything. Banks hesitate to inform the reason, specific reason for rejection. How can you do it on your own? So as a lender, when we underwrite, we do not tell the exact reason to the borrower. Reason can be many. If I tell a customer that, okay, you are not credit worthy, you don't earn much to repay your loan, he will feel bad. So banks have their own regulations. They are governed by RBI, and there are specific norms to inform the customer that, okay, your case doesn't fit into our norms. So this is the standard answer we normally get across industry. If you insist any banker or any lender that, okay, I want to know the reason, and you must have faced this many a times. If you have approached the bank after applying and getting rejected, they'll say that it doesn't fit into our norms. So not fitting into a norms is a very standard answer. And Nadia, when she was getting through these challenges, and then she succeeded in business, succeeded in getting loans and everything. When she thought it again, she decided to design this program for all of us, especially for women entrepreneurs. That when a customer goes to financial services entity, he should be aware what he is going to present. Like if you go for a business deal, you know your product well. Same way, when you go to a bank to take a loan, you should know what are your strengths, what are the weaknesses or area of improvement which you can improve during the course of next 2 years, 3 years, or what are the strengths you have built over a period of 2, 3 years. Now, the entire underwriting, which underwriting in the sense when an application goes to a bank, how credit or bank looks at the customer and gives a particular loan amount for a particular tenor or at a particular rate. So this is the only thing which they have to decide. But they are going to give money, so they will be doing verifications, and three things they are going to check. One, what is your past history? What is your business status currently? And how are you going to pay your EMI in future? These are the three critical aspects. And your earning is from your business. So when your earning is from your business, it should be sufficient enough to take care of your business, your own personal expenses, and third, the installments. So installments comes third when they check. But when you actually take a loan, installments come first. You have to first pay your obligations, and then you have to. So if your EMI date is first, you have to pay the installment first, and then you have to pay your rent, right? So it goes that way. So next loan you will only get when you have a decent history. Now coming to the shine. So this product is built which provides you complete insight of your own past history, your banking, and your GST. This is a program. This is not a one-time product which we sell across the counter. This is a program wherein you will know where you stand, and you can build your financial strength over a period of next 3 to 6 months or maximum 1 year, and you will be loan ready. So this program is curated for especially those who are into MSME segment, SME segment, and they are not getting loans. They don't know where to go, and actually they struggle. So if we handhold those customers and we tell them how to improve your credentials and get a loan. I'll just play a small video which talks about our program, and then we'll move forward.
Are you struggling to get your business loan approved? Or are you paying high interest rates? You are not alone. Only 10% of Indian SMEs get approved for loans. This doesn't have to be the case anymore. Introducing Shine, a financial wellness program for SMEs by CreditEnable in partnership with Experian. Get the insight you need to take control of your financial future. Get quick and easy steps each quarter that simplify your path to better loan terms. Understand the level you are at today and how to improve and move up. Get a 360 degrees view on your business each quarter. See what story your credit report, GST filings, and banking history tell about your credit worthiness. What's going well and what needs to improve so you can get the funding you want. Understand how lenders analyze your business across multiple factors. See your strengths and weaknesses from their point of view. Get clear, actionable advice every quarter that helps you take the necessary steps to improve your loan prospects. Discover your loan approval chances from over 40 lenders and learn how implementing our expert advice enhances your odds. Shine is affordable, comprehensive, and easy to use, making it the perfect solution for SMEs. Enroll today and get on the path of financial empowerment. See real results. Become loan ready and get lower interest rates in 3 to 6 months. Shine, take control of your financial future. Start your journey to financial success today.
Just to create this method.
Seen the case diary view.
Sorry for the typical technical glitch with a. So Shine is a product or program which is created for SME and women entrepreneurs, and which we have launched with WEP and Niti Aayog with the help of MSC. And this program is curated for SME, wherein they get a complete insight of this program, and we are also handholding these customers. So we will be actually opening this for first 500 clients, wherein we will select them and we will take them along for a year. And this entire journey will be for a year, wherein we generate 4 reports and we try to handhold them and make them loan ready. So people who have struggled in past or who have already applied and got rejected can approach us and definitely enroll for this program. I will just brief you on the report which we have created, and I'll show you this report which you can, which you will be getting after enrollment. So I hope you are able to see this report. And so Shine is, no. Yes. Yeah. So this report typically talks about the status which you are holding currently. So if you are currently having some bounces in your account, or you are maintaining less bank balance, or you're not filing GST return, or you have less turnover, you have more obligations. So depending on all that, and if you talk about strength, so if somebody is maintaining good repayment, having decent banking, having a lot of business transaction in their bank, so this score will, or the level will tell them where they stand. So in this particular report, if you find you are here, so that means you are improving. So when we go in the report, you will find that they have few critical issues which they have to act upon, and more positive factors. That's why they're here. So if there are more negatives, you will be at a starting stage, and when you are you are better off, then you will have better positive scores. So this also tells you which are the critical issues in your report. So this is a combination of three factors. One is the credit bureau report, which is generally CIBIL and Experian generates a report on your repayment history on all kind of your loans. In those loans, you will find all the repayment related aspects, apart from the good repayment or bad repayment. If you have uh, taken a loan, not repaid well, that will also reflect. So this tells you the critical aspects and positive factors of those your credit bureau report. These are the positives, these are the critical issues. So from here you can see where you are failing in terms of repayment, or where are you succeeding in terms of maintaining good bureau report or banking or GST. When we go further, this report will give you the deeper insight into the credit bureau report. This is the score. Typically when you go to any bureau, you find a report where you get a score, but here you will see a consolidated report of last 3 years repayments. So these are the repayments, and these are the years which are covered. So for 3 years, if there are any missed payments, it will show in that particular year. If there are no defaults, then it is all green. So this kind of insight is given. Apart from that, we also tell you at which stage you are and where you can go. These are the best repayment practices which you can follow and you are following. So these things are told. If those are negative, then negatives are highlighted. Apart from that, we also have a section wherein we tell you how banks look at it, right? If there is a dispute with a lender. So as we told earlier that, most of the time when there's a default happens, the disputes, take place between bank and the borrower. When we are talking about MSMEs, you are into self-employed segment, you keep getting multiple, offers from bank. If you apply, if you don't take a loan, and if you'll find that, still loan is on and then later close and there's a default. So those kind of disputes, you can definitely approach credit bureau and resolve it. And we can help you resolving that through this Shine report. Apart from this, we also tell you that how your debt analysis is done. So this is basically a secured and unsecured loan. So if you are running a home loan, or if you are running a business loan, unsecured. So those will be, bifurcated here and told you which is the ideal condition, which is the, not so ideal condition. Apart from that, we also get into the special remarks in the report. So if there are any mistakes you have done or by error something has happened, it will appear here. And if you're applied for multiple loans, it will come in the recent credit inquiries. These reports are being provided by Experian. So Experian is one of the partners in bureau partners who run the report, and you will get bureau reports along with the Shine report on your email ID. If you're filing GST and if you're falling into GST criteria, then this data is automatically fetched. GST numbers, company name, and everything comes here, and active or inactive, whether you have filed or missed your GST returns, will come here. Banking is one of the most important and critical aspect while we underwrite in case of a self-employed. As Reenu told, that you need to maintain a particular balance. You need to have a average balance of say 8,000. So we have those sections wherein your 1 year bank statement, which you upload while taking this report, this is analyzed, and your peak and bottom or average, everything is mapped. So when you see this report, you can go through your entire banking. You can upload multiple bank statements, savings, current or OD, CC, anything, and everything will appear here. So this report also tells you about the turnover, how many credits you have received, and so on. The most important thing is how risk factors are analyzed by the bank and NBFCs while giving a loan, and those are shown here. This you can check. So turnover, what is the loan, secured, unsecured, and when you go to the debt, the ratio which Reenu was talking about is the turnover versus your debt. So that is also covered here, and how lenders, look at it and while underwriting. So these things are generally not disclosed to any customer. However, it is very, very important for you to know whether you are going right or wrong in your, past performance as well as for the future. Apart from that, if you have check bounces in your bank statement, it shows here. And the cash flow, which Renu was talking about, how you pay your EMI, salaries, utility expenses, and others, everything is shown in this particular report. So if you see, this report is a comprehensive report of the factors which decide loan eligibility of any customer. Now, if you are eligible, then we also have a tab here where you can go and apply for a loan, and it will come to us for your assistance. We also have a provision where all the factors are matched with multiple lenders, and the probability of getting a loan and potential, the future loan, future potential is also shown, so that if you stay with us in terms of taking this report, we handhold you, we advise you, and when you become loan ready, if you have not already taken, or if you have already taken, then if you have, if you want more. So this particular report tells you where you stand and what can you get in future also. This is the most comprehensive report which we. So from here, Arun will take over.
Sure. So there are. Let's go ahead. Sure. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, Ashish, thank you so much. I think this is an amazing report and really tells, whoever gets that report in terms of where they actually stand. And wow, it really analyzes a lot of stuff and tells you things like debt to turnover ratios and stuff, and actually simplifies everything and will tell you where you stand and what you need to do, to get. So it would really help you to improve your financial position and therefore your ability to get loan. We also have special offers for all the Shine WEP partners, WEP participants, and we will be sending the codes and coupon codes which you can use to apply for this report, right? So there is an exclusive offer, annual offer for Shine at 1999, which is of course priced higher, but it's a special offer for all our Shine, for all our WEP partners. What you get really are 4 Shine reports. So, you will understand how you are progressing in terms of, your credit assessments. And that will help you to improve yourself and then, your ability to get a loan and your finance for your growth. Yeah. Okay, so these are the links which we will be sharing the links, for
Mail.
on mail to all the participants. Yeah. So we also have Q&A, and as I see, there have been some questions which have already been asked, of by us. Ashna was kind enough to send me the list. So what happens if my credit score is low? Can I still get a loan? You want to answer that, Reno? So I can add to what Renu will say. If your credit score is low, depends on how low if it is. If it is say between 650 to 700, and you do things that we tell you to do in the report, then there is a very logical chance of you increasing your score beyond 700 in say 6 to 9 months time, and therefore you will become eligible to get a loan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And one of the reasons for low score is always the fact that you have probably defaulted or delayed payments in your earlier loan that you have taken. So if you correct it, and then for 6 months, if you maintain that discipline, then your score will go up and then you will be able to take a score. The other question, Ashish, that has come is that if somebody takes a Shine report, will it impact his credit score?
So this is not we do not run this report as a lender. So you have not applied for a loan. So whenever you apply for a loan, if it affects the score negatively, but with us, it is not affecting the score. So as many as time inquiry will not get generated. So this particular is called a soft
pull. So
pull.
then there is absolutely no impact.
Absolutely no impact.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is another very interesting question which says that if my business is not registered, can I get a loan? You touched upon the fact that businesses need to be registered, but somebody already has a business running on savings account. Can they get a loan?
See, they can get loan. The only here point is that they must have certain kind of proof, and also if they do not have proof, there are certain lenders. They usually prefer the oldest proof, you can say, of any businessman. But yes, if you do not have the banking and the Udyam registration, and last 2 year ITR is preferred for any
So if
lender.
you don't have, then it will become difficult
Difficult to get loan from.
So also, Renu, if the terms of the offer, so if you don't have a current account, you don't have a registration, then it is difficult to get an unsecured
Yes,
business
yes,
loan, right?
very much difficult. But there are certain lenders who will offer on saving account, but yes, not too much, not expected loan amount, which
So
your is asking.
amount of loan will come down. What happens to the interest rates then?
Interest rate will go higher
Will go higher.
yeah, because you don't have that track, you don't have that major past history. So that is also.
But yeah, so in such cases, if you have a security, you might get a loan. So it's first you can take a loan from with a security. So if you have a house or something, you take a small loan and then you can and immediately you should register for Udyog, Aadhaar or MS.
So we just got another question. I've just started my business. Can I also enroll for Shine? Absolutely.
Yes.
You're most welcome. Yeah. All right. Thank you. If there, so we will any which ways be, whatever Renu and Ashish have said, we will be sending to all the participants over mail. We'll also be sending you the links. It's already there in the chat, and the coupon code is already there in the chat. Please go ahead and sign, and take the first step to take a good loan by signing up for Shine. Yeah. If there are no further questions, then we'll go
I
ahead.
think
But
I just
before
wanted
we
to say a few words before we close, just for
yes,
people to
Nadia.
understand. The most frustrating thing when you're an entrepreneur is working with a counterparty when you don't understand what they really need or want from you. And you'll have
Yeah.
experienced that as a woman building your business and trying to sell your product to people. The same thing goes with lenders. They have a lot of criteria that they look for in a borrower that they don't tell you about. And this product exposes all of that to you so that you can take control of your financial future and understand what you need to do to get them to say yes. There are many subtle things, small things that impact on your ability to get debt, which you don't know about. So I'll give you two specific examples, which also are addressed in the product that we offer, which is Shine, the program. Even myself, recently I moved, and in moving, I then received I checked my credit report in the UK, and suddenly my credit score had gone down by 100 points. And this has to do with the fact that I shifted location, and one of my debt obligations, one of my credit cards, didn't reflect the new location. And now just the mismatch between my two addresses created a 100-point dip in my score. As soon as I corrected that, my score went back up by 100 points. So imagine if you're not paying attention to your score, or there are things in your report that are wrong, or there are mismatches. These will all impact on you either having above 700 or not having above, or falling below 700. Likewise, as you're managing your cash flow, if you're relying on other people to deposit cash into the bank, and they're doing that on an irregular basis. So let's say your driver goes to pick up supplies on Monday, then sometimes he goes on the last day of the month, sometimes the first day of the month, and that's when you put money into your account. Even though you're generating revenue, it's difficult for the lender to see that as consistent. All they see is one deposit happened on Monday at the beginning of the month, then nothing until the end of the month. And the way they look at that is you just don't have enough revenue coming into your account that I can be sure that you're going to be able to repay me. You know that you can because you're generating the revenue, but they cannot see it. There is no paper trail of that. And so they will say no to you. So this product basically takes all of that mystery that's behind a curtain and shows it to you so that you can make the changes that are important for you. And I hope you've been able to see a bit of that. The team will be sharing this presentation after the call and also sharing with you a link where you can sign up, and also our telephone number. Of course, you can call if you have more questions and want to know more and understand how the product works. Happy to help you with that. But also importantly, for a group of 500 women founders, we're going to be offering support through people like Renu, who are women, who are credit analysts, who understand exactly what's going to happen to you when you go for that loan, and that I hope you'll be feeling comfortable to speak with as well and be candid and open with, because they're there to help. So I encourage you to sign up. I hope you'll find it useful. And I understand how difficult it is. And so that's why we're trying to make this less of a mystery and more of a success for you.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
absolutely, Nadia. Thank you so much. Especially, I think very, very relevant examples. Just the change of address and PIN code can trigger, the difference and reduction in your score. That's yes, because score really looks at many, many variables, right? Just to sum up, our discussion, and thank you. You've all been a very, very patient audience, and we really appreciate that. What are the key do's and don'ts when you want to apply for a loan? Simple things like have a business registration proof. If you're starting fresh, use the first couple of years to really build up your financial records and everything so that later when you need a larger and a longer and a better loan, you will be able to do it. Of course, pay your EMIs on time, honor all your tax obligations. So don't, if you have to have file, pay GST every month, make sure to pay GST every month. It's seen negatively by the lender if you can't pay your compliances and taxes, right? Like Nadia said, don't hold on to your cash, keep on depositing it into your account, let the paper trail show. Make most of the payments, or in fact all the payments, through your bank account. In fact, in India now it's so easy. Even if you're using QR codes to either accept or make payments, the payments actually happen through your bank account. So that's a plus. Continuously and regularly track your bureau and financial progress. Take our report, and you'll be able to do that. That will help you to understand where you are and standing. And what's also important is what you should not do when you are actually applying for a loan. So first and foremost, do not apply for a loan again and again if you're rejected at one lender. It just increases inquiries, it reduces your score, and that's not good for any lender. Don't apply if you have already delayed some EMI payments in the last 6 months. Don't stand as a guarantor or take a loan for a third party who you don't know. If the person and the third party defaults or delays, it starts impacting your credit worthiness, right? If you have a dispute with a lender, don't say that, I'll hold the payments and let the lender come to me and, resolve the dispute. That's not how it works. You need to continuously keep on paying, but then, resolve the dispute. In case there is an excess payment, the lender will definitely refund you the amount, right? I can't stress that enough. Don't let your bank balances fall and your checks bounce, your EMIs bounce, and all of that. Also, the end use of the funds is very important when you're applying for a business loan. And when you get that loan, take that loan for what it is intended to. Don't buy or use it for your personal expenses, right? Don't buy a car when you've taken a business loan. Buy machinery. So that's it, right? Thank you so much. You can contact us at these numbers, phone numbers. We'll be sending you all email of the PDF of the presentation that we have shared. Thank you. Really appreciate. Uh, Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you.